Face off. Yes. Okay, just a quick brief here, guys. It's Sunday morning. We're back below hunting where we were the other day. This is just a quick hunt. Basically, I'm by myself, as you can tell. We're just going to go down into here, along up. There's a lot of pheasants in here. I've shot a few out of this area over the years, and then up from there. So I'm just going to make sure the GoPro's actually on. Yep. Okay. Hopefully Ian can edit that out. But anyway, I had a cracking day yesterday. I went down and saw Jeremy. Jeremy actually just lives down there. We're going to hopefully not fuck off too many neighbours. It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning. So, yeah, but shit happens, eh? I want to leave the GoPro running for this whole hunt. Well, especially when you just run down into here. It's pretty much it's either a zero or hero sort of spot. It's not that big, sort of up over all that clear spot you can see over there in that shed. That's sort of like the main hunting ground. Obviously the pheasants come out of the forest, and they scurry around here looking for something to eat. So yeah, we've got to be relatively quiet. It's quite easy to blow this whole area out. Dogs working. Could be a bird right here. I've shot them out of here before. Could have been a bird here when we first came in. And hopefully it's run down the track and bunkered down. That's the hope. Then the dog will push it up. So keep an eye on the dog. You've also got to keep an eye. So that's a dog working. Where is it, boy? Where is it? Good boy. Yeah, so what you're seeing here, you always follow your dog. Okay, but the other problem you've got in a place like this is there's a lot of rabbits, and he can actually scent rabbit sign. The other thing is this bird could have flown as soon as we turned up, which is inevitable. And hopefully he's bunkered down in here somewhere, just hiding. Hopefully the dog will just push him up. There's definitely been, I'm guessing, a bird or a rabbit in here today. To be honest, everything's extremely sore after yesterday's mission. We probably, I don't know, we did, according to my phone, we did nearly 20 kilometres yesterday. You work that out, we saw 4 birds. So that's a bird per 5k. And yeah. The other issue we've got here is the sun. Obviously birds jump into that, it's very, very hard to see them and identify them, not as hens. Again, I think there's been birds in here this morning. I think that I'm actually thinking next time I hunt in, I'd like not to bring the ute. I think the ute blows this area out. I don't know how I'm going to get down there without the ute. I don't think. Where is it, boy? It says that's a bird. And the thing is, so I don't think there's enough cover here yet for them to hang around. So I think we've turned up, sort of blown the area out. They'll probably run into the heavy cover. Rather than, you know, feeling quite exposed in this, you know, heaps of food here, heaps of tucker. I wouldn't guarantee there's either, sorry, I'd almost guarantee there's been a bird in there this morning. There's been a lot of rain overnight. So this is the sort of thing, hopefully a bird is bunkered down. He knows I'm here, but he just doesn't, he's not unsure. Pheasant hunting's such a weird thing, like, this is such good terrain, but there's not enough cover. So I've drove up here, parked up there, and I think the sound of my ute has just blown this whole area out. There's been 2 birds in here from what I can tell this morning, and there's not enough cover for them to sit. So the next thing that happens is they fly off, and they either fly down there or fly wherever, away from this area. So what we're going to do here, and it sucks really because everything's uphill, we're going to head up an extremely steep track, and then we're going to cut down, and we're going to get you coming back down here. There's another spot up the top that hunts real well, and hopefully we can catch a bird unawares up there. But the thing with pheasant shooting, especially these are wild. They call them upland pheasants. They're very, very hard to shoot. Everything in this environment tries to kill them, and then for 3 months a year we try and kill them. So, yeah. The other thing to be a little bit aware of hunting these areas is you can hear the road real clear. See, he's on a bird there. The other issue we have is there's quail. I've seen there's been a bird in here. That's a pheasant you just heard over the other side. Well, I shouldn't say 100% there's been a bird. But there's definitely been something. Could be a rabbit, could be a whole stack of quail. Now the reason why I didn't go down into there is you can't see. So at least from here, if he'd pushed that bird up, I might have had a chance as he got out of dodge. Okay, now, there's a big call here. This hill sucks. And you're about to see how badly it sucks. But this brings me into some of the best hunting on the block. But I actually need to get up there. So, I don't know how. Silk, do you want to keep going that way? We're just going to hunt this a little bit further. Trust the dog. Don't not follow the dog. Okay, there could have been a bird. We've spooked. He's just run up here. You know, he's definitely excited. Where is it, Silk? And that bird could have tucked up into here, you know. Where is it, Silk? Tucked up into there. Where is it, Silk? Where is it? Where is it? That's how you do that. That's a dead bird. So that, the only problem we have now is that's quite a long shot. Very, very, very hard to retrieve here. You're about to see the biggest cunt of this place. Excuse the French. So that bird came over here, so it's down in here. Now, the only issue with Silk is he's not a retriever. So he needs to go find that bird. We've lost, I'd say we lose half our birds in here. The other thing that happens is there's no reason why they won't hang up in trees. But yeah, it's quite cool to have that all on video. I'm fucking stoked. But let's just ease our way down here. Silk! Where is it? Where is it, Silk? So I think, judging by the distance, we're sort of in the zone where it would have landed. But I mean, look at this shit. That's, I'm not 100 that I hit it. I'm 80% sure I hit that bird. Where is it, Silk? Find it. I'm 80% sure I hit that bird. It's not like a, yep, that's a hundy. And the other. But this, I mean, look at the state of it. Yeah, okay. So we've been in here for a good 20 minutes in this shit, trying to find this bird. It's fucking gutting, to be honest. You know, this area only holds, I know, it's probably 10 or 20 birds in the whole area. Cock pheasants. And to shoot one, and I'm hoping it was a clean miss and the bird's flying. I have a pretty a good feeling. We'll go back and look at the video footage. Hopefully it's still flying. But I mean, this is what we're dealing with. I mean, the dog, unfortunately, with a dead bird, if it is dead and it's hit the ground, the other problem is, you know, it was up above tree height. It could be hung up in the trees. I've come along quite a way and I'm working back up towards the road here, and we're going to carry on with our hunt. It's a real pain in the ass. As I said, I'm just hoping that the bird's dead. Not wounded. Sorry, yeah, I'm hoping I missed. And it's very rare a hunter will say that. But yeah, we'll look at the footage. Hopefully I can put this to bed. It's very, very upsetting. As I said, in this area, you know, you look at that, a bird hits that, it pops into a hole. There's not a great deal of scent for the dog to work for. Basically, we've lost another bird. We lost one yesterday. It's fucking gutting, to be honest. So I'm just going to come back up here. Really cool to get that on film. I'm just gutted that it's not the whole experience with a dead cock pheasant in the end. Yeah. I'll just keep recording. I'll keep bitterly complaining about the outcome. But hey, hopefully that bird's still flying. That was a complete miss. And we'll just ease our way back up here. There's still quite a lot of good shooting. Yeah. But very, very cool. So that's what you want to see from the dog. The dog scented it, so that bird was on the road. I spooked it. And the dog spooked it. It ran. It didn't fly. And they have a habit of running uphill, much to their detriment. So it would have charged up here. The dog's got right its nose, right up its ass, pushed it into the air. And of course, pheasants are not terrific flyers. They're fast, but they're not a great flyer. And so that's what happened. So yeah, really gutting. Obviously over the top there, the other thing shooting off a ridge is, yeah, quite a way. Right, we're going to carry on back down here. We're going to come quickly back down. We're going to hook a left and up, and there's still a little bit of this hunt to go, so keep recording. But I don't want to be mean, but this is probably the poorest part of pheasant hunting. Yeah. So to give you an idea, if I hadn't listened to the dog and I'd pushed up there, I would have pushed that bird over this way and I wouldn't have got a shot at it. So by listening to the dog, I've come up here, the dog's flushed it out right up where I was walking next to, and we've had a go at it, which is quite good. I'm talking myself into the fact that that bird's still flying, as opposed to dead down there somewhere. So yeah, there's a couple of question marks over that bit of the hunt. The shot was right as it disappeared. Now the other thing that was a question mark was the shot, and again, hopefully it was a miss. Very, very hard to tell. So Silky's probably on the same bird. Sometimes there's multiple birds. So the thing to be real wary of with your dog, with these pheasants, is not allowing them to push over into the next gut. Also, I'm fucked. It's a steep bit of country. But you allow your dog to go over the top there, you're not going to see at all what it pushes off. Very, very hard to keep a dog within shooting range, especially on a hot scent. And unfortunately, I want him to go and push the birds up. I'm going to try to get over there. This is fucking getting a little bit treacherous. The problem is, I think once you start going, you may not stop until you get to the bottom. There you go, that's a little bit. The other unusual thing about pheasants is I've shot there. I think they're relatively deaf. And my reason why I think that is many times you get into an area where there's pheasants and you have a shot like we did down here. So that bird was holding somewhere up here. You shoot at it, you go 100 metres down the road, another bird gets up, all surprised. So in my opinion, I think they're relatively deaf. A deaf bird. I think they have an amazing eyesight. I think they spot you and run. And I don't know what other senses they have, but 100% I don't think they're that. And I think the other reason why is that why so many get run over on the road, and that's why you see so many on the road. Is I don't think they hear the cars coming until they're right there. So yeah, what I'm doing here is I'm keeping the dog in real close, because this is a crest. Over the crest it'll open up to the right. The problem is I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb. So unless the birds are hard at the scent, I don't think it's going to happen. But the sun's out. That's rain last night. The birds will be in here. Years and years ago, I came across this road up this way, and a whole heap of birds, pheasants, were roosting in the trees. I think I was a little bit too early, and scared 5 types of shit out of me when they jumped out of these trees up here and boosted. If I remember correctly, This next bit may even be steeper. So, yeah. The other thing you've got to keep in mind when you're doing this, see he's onto another bird. Not new news, and that's fairly new. As much as you've got to walk up these things, you've got to be ready to shoot. And a playing game, they don't give you much time. As you saw before, I didn't know where that bird was coming out from. And we're still not at the real amazing spot yet. It's a bird. Fairly recent, but it looks like he's lost it. The problem here is we're up on the ridge now, so these birds can fly any fucking direction off it. I just won't see them. Yeah, again, I think there's been a bird in here today. It may even be the same bird we shot at. We started off up here in the morning, worked his way down. I can't, there's nowhere here I can get a shot. Unless we spooked it in here and the bird had to go directly upright, which to this day I haven't shot a bird going up yet. It doesn't seem to work with my poor shooting skills. So, reality. The other thing you've got to keep thinking when you're hunting is that you've got to be prepared just to say, hey, look, after this morning's shot, like that was a clear shot, but the retrieval was shit, and hopefully that's not a dead bird. Whereas if we'd found it and it was a cock pheasant, I'd be crying about how amazing it is to pull off shots like that. So, right here, little dog. You're a good boy. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Stay. So we're just going to poke our head up here. Poke our head over the top. Just check. Now, a pheasant's eyes on. There's a blackbird. Now this is what I mean. If there was a bird up in that far clearing next to that orange target, we'd be fucked. They would have seen it, see us, and just fly. Come here, right here, Silky. We've shot a lot of pheasants out of here. Yes, quite often off the back of the ute. You drive up, crawling up through here, and the ute pushes the birds out. Guys on the back of the ute, it's not them. So this is probably the second best bit of the block we're just coming to. We're going to come over this crest. We've got to look left and right and look for a bird. Hopefully caught out in the open. If they're not there, well, that's hunting, isn't it? This is sort of where the dog's not especially useful. Come here. Come here. Because what he'll do, we want to sort of sneak up to that edge there, about the middle, like you would with a dam. Silk, right here. And we want to just poke our nose over. Okay. Hopefully in that, down in that valley, there's a bird just feeding. The other weird thing about pheasants, sorry if I'm rabbiting on, but they tend to be in the same places. Like you shoot a bird, a cock pheasant out of a spot, you come along a couple of years later and you'll shoot another one out of the same spot. Yeah, so we're gonna, this is all pushed through over here, so we want to sort of come up over the top. And hopefully there's a bird feeding down on this edge. Come here, Silk, Silk, right here, come on. Good boy. Silk. Okay. So that's a real bit of a bastard, that. Good boy. So again, fuck, I just went for a quick whiz. The dog started working pretty hard. I think there's been a bird in here. Again, it's such a head fuck having these quail about. Have the quail roosted here for the night, but that looks like hot scent, so we'll just keep going a little bit further. Hopefully put out a nice cock pheasant and retrieve it. Would be, again, rabbit, cock pheasant. Who fucking knows, but there's definitely been something here. Good boy, where is it? So that's fresh scent. So wherever that bird's gone, either it's flown or it's gone, or it's run up there, I don't know. There's definitely been something in here in this area. Yeah, like I'm pretty certain the dog sometimes false scents. He gets really excited because I'm excited. No, Silk. Yeah. I think if that bird's anywhere, he's up in here. And if I go up there, I'm not going to get shot at him anyway. So, yeah, it'd be nice to go push my way up that bridge. But I think the best thing to do now is just to call this bird in here, register it in my brain and my sort of memory banks. And, I mean, hopefully it's not the quail. Hopefully the quail haven't been just fucking in heaven. I mean, that's minutes ago I've sent. The other thing is that, as I said, if the bird's holding, I'd be pretty surprised. Doesn't mean it hasn't happened. But yeah, pheasants seem to hold for, I wouldn't say minutes as opposed to hours. They're not. Where is it, Silk? Where is it? They eat these berries too. I mean, this is sort of more what I'd expect to find a pheasant in. It's quite thick. They're probably comfortable hunkering down in here. But again, I'm not sure whether we're chasing a frickin' I mean, that bird could have run up. I was hoping it had. When he shot off up there, I was like, yep, good stuff. But no. I think that one's giving us a slip. The other thing is like, we've been here sort of 5-6 minutes now, and that bird's running. If it comes out of there, really strange, but I'm trying to increase my angle. I'm not convinced that that was a cock pheasant, or whether that's where those quail were roosting this morning, or they've been feeding down there. So this is the head fuck that is pheasant shooting. So what I'll do is I'll remember that there's been scent there. It's actually a good spot to hunt a bird. There's a lot of cover. I've got a little bit more of this hunt to go. I was going to keep recording. Dan, you can just sort of fast forward through all this shit. It's just boring. This is pheasant hunting. Lots of walking. But I mean, at the end of the day, what a cracking day to be out and about. Every time the dog starts to work like that, my heart starts to beat about 3 million miles. So what we're going to do is we're going to push up this. But there's a little bit of. Now you've got to be a little bit careful. This is part of the track. Up there is part of the walking track. So you don't want to be drizzling shotgun pellets on random people. So again, this is a little bit not ideal. Again, pull the dog back in. Right here. Right here. On. Now again, probably the quail, but you can't just write it off. But this is this fucking problem. Is it down there? Is it over there? Or is it down there and then being that quail? Or is it in there? And the other problem is with quail, obviously there's shit tons of them, or 3 or 4 or 5 of them. They make a really messy scent. So it really confuses the dog. So from there, I'm actually just going to push my way along here. I've never been along here before. I've walked that bottom track, and hey, again, dog seems fairly happy down here. We don't want him to push stuff out to the right, but out to the right isn't too bad. But again, very close to where those quail were. That'd be very good. Now we're quite close to a public track up here. So there's a quail right there. See him? See him white and the brown? So that's the problem. We're following quail. So that's probably one of the most frustrating things about this particular spot is, you know, you're walking along, you think you're scenting a pheasant, your adrenaline's up, you're sensing so heightened, but the reality is you're just following quail. Native brown quail, I think they are. we're not geared up for quail shooting, and I've got no real interest in shooting them. Also, on those real hard days hunting, it's actually quite nice sometimes to see a bird and see the dog put it up. You know, you haven't seen a pheasant all day. We've only seen one. You know, it's not to say there's not one feather. There'll be a pheasant anyway. I'm aware that that's a road. Fuck yeah. Holy shit. Oh my lord. Fucking quail. Holy shit. They scare the fuck out of me. So that's the problem with the quail again. So, and they won't actually fly that far. So I know the tracks at the base of that pine tree. I don't think there's going to be walkers on it. This could be a pheasant. There's the ute. There's no. So there you go. That's the hunt done. Okay, team. Well, you saw all the probably all the negative things about hunting pheasants in New Zealand. Obviously, these are not caged in. They're wild and go where the fuck they want. Yeah, and that's a pretty standard pheasant hunt in New Zealand, to be honest. I have actually shot pheasants very, very close to this area, real close to the truck. But yeah, so the walk track goes up here. That actually takes us back up home. That's another hunt I haven't done, namely because it's the walking track. I got enough shit yesterday for wandering down a road with a shotgun. But it was unloaded and broken, but no, that guy thought it was his right to have a go at me. So next time something like that happens, I'm going to turn the GoPro on so you can see what hunters in New Zealand have to deal with. Basically, he didn't like hunting, didn't like the fact that I was there with a shotgun. I've had a bit of time to think about it over the night. I'm just going to leave it. It's not, there's nothing good to come out of basically dealing with an idiot and someone who doesn't understand, you know, his upbringing and his lifestyle aren't coherent. Hopefully this isn't another bollocking from another person, but no, thank God they didn't even see us. Yeah, it shouldn't be like this, you know. Hunting's one thing, you know, and yeah, anyway, that's my rant for the afternoon. But yeah, we're back in the ute, and yep, it's all over. All right, see you. Bye.